Hello and welcome to Online Consumer Education Summer 2020. The objective of this presentation is to go through all the requirements for the online consumer education class. Typically, this meeting has been done in the past in person, and you get to meet your teachers. However, because of the circumstances, we have moved over to our presentation to be digital, and you will complete this ed puzzle. Make sure you're going through this puzzle from start to finish so you understand exactly what the requirements are to be as successful as possible throughout the summer in this course. So here is our consumer education course description for the online course. So consumer education is a graduation requirement, and a lot of you are very lucky to be able to enroll in this summer class and complete an 18-week course in a 6-week period on your own. There's waiting lists for this class, so assume yourself to be very lucky to be able to complete this in such a short amount of time. However, with that being said, when you enroll in this course, know that we are expecting that you are going to be a self-directed learner. What does that mean? It means you're going to be able to adhere to deadlines, you're going to read through your emails every week, every day, and you're going to give forth the best quality of work that you can possibly give. You're going to motivate yourself, and you're going to avoid procrastinating, all right? That's what it means to be a self-directed learner, and those are some of the qualities you need to possess to be very successful in this class. All right? So the curriculum that we give to you throughout the summer is very similar to the traditional in-seat course. However, it's been condensed because we teach in the school year for 18 weeks, and this is being condensed into 6 weeks. So you would assume that there is a good amount of work that you're going to need to do each week. That's why it's very important to not procrastinate, okay? There will be no face-to-face interaction in person this summer at all. Everything will be done via online, as it always is. However, sometimes we used to have office hours that you could go to school and get help that you need. Everything's going to be done online this summer. So we will have office hours, and you can get any help that you need, but it's going to be done virtually. Okay, some of you might have signed up for the in-seat course, but have transferred over to this online class. You will be just fine. You just need to advocate for yourself and ask questions when you need extra assistance. But your teacher will be there to help you every step of the way to be as successful as possible. Okay? You may complete the course prior to the end of the summertime. However, what that means is we assign everything on a Monday for a unit, and it's due on Sunday. You can finish everything on that Monday and Tuesday prior to the first deadline, and etc. through each week. However, we will not offer to open units ahead of time, so you can't finish the entire course in a week's time span. You have to be available for all 6 weeks and to meet all the deadlines for all 6 units, which I'll talk about in a second. Our course begins on June 8th, and it will be completed on July 14th, and then our final exam is July 16th. So you must be available between the dates of June 8th and July 16th. Our final exam is scheduled for July 16th from 8 to 9:30 a.m., and there are absolutely no exceptions. So if you hear that date and you're planning to not be in the state or even in the country, you need to make sure you have Wi-Fi or internet to make sure you can complete that final exam, or else your grade on that exam will stand as a 0. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm traveling to XYZ place during July or during the end of June, you need to make sure you're adhering to those guidelines of all the deadlines. All right, so here's our syllabus. Our syllabus is made public on Schoology, and there are 4 different teachers that teach this summer: Mrs. Dix, Mrs. Jeske, Mrs. O'Connor, and Miss Sweeney. You will be assigned one of these teachers. The teacher will email you with requirements weekly, answer any questions you may have via email correspondence, and will be grading all of your work. There will be office hours available throughout the entire summer, and those hours will vary, virtual office hours, and you can meet with any of the teachers wherever meets your schedule. However, your teacher will be doing all the grading for you. All right. Here are some deadlines. So if you look at it, there are 6 units: smart consumer, taxes, budgeting, banking, credit, identity theft, and insurance. All the units, so unit 1, for example, will open on June 8th, which is a Monday, and then is due on Sunday, June 14th, 2020. And that's due by 11:59 p.m. At that point, that unit will close, and then unit 2, taxes, will open up on that Monday of June 15th, and so on throughout the rest of the summer. It's really important that you are planning accordingly, looking at the assignments at the beginning of the week, and making a schedule for yourself to meet that week deadline. Because what a lot of students have done in the past is they open up the unit on Sunday at 8 p.m. and they're trying to get 5 to 6 hours worth of work, if not, for some of you could be more, depending on how fast you move. And then they get through everything, but they don't take the test. And then they email at 1 a.m. their teacher and say, the test isn't open. Well, yes, the test closes at 11:59. So it's really important that you don't procrastinate. You look ahead, you do an assignment a day or a couple assignments a day, and then you do that test prior to Sunday. So you know it's going to be open when you need it, and you have enough time to email your teacher if there is an issue. All right. So please make sure you're planning ahead. There's a couple dates I want you to kind of pay attention to. Unit 4, during week 4, that week falls the 4th of July. The 4th of July is on a Saturday this year, so there is no time given off for summer school. So sometimes if you've taken summer school in the past, they might give you a week off at that time. We don't have any breaks. So it literally goes from June 8th until July 16th. All right. So it's really important that you, that week, if you're going away for the 4th of July, you either get it done, get your work done before the 4th of July, or you have Wi-Fi wherever it is that you're going. Since, you know, a holiday does fall during that week. But everything that week is still due July 5th, no matter what. All right. So just make sure you're adhering to that. And then that last week 6, it's a short unit. Insurance is a very short unit, and it's only a handful of assignments in comparison to the other units. So it will open up on Monday, the 13th, and it will be due on that Tuesday. And the reason why we have a quick week is, number 1, it's short, not as many assignments. Number 2, we want to make sure your grade is as up to date as possible, and then it gives you time on that Wednesday, the 15th, to study for your exam, and then you will take your exam on Thursday, July 16th, between the times of 8 and 9:30 a.m. We give you an hour and a half. Some of you probably don't need a full hour and a half, but we give it to you just in case, to make sure you're giving the best quality work. And again, like I said in the previous couple of slides, there is no exceptions. So if you are thinking like, I'm not going to be in the country that time, you can communicate to your teacher that now, but they're not going to open it early, and they're not going to keep it open later. So you really need to plan accordingly to make sure you have internet, Wi-Fi during that time. All right. So make sure you are communicating if there is an issue, but know that usually there are no exceptions. Okay. All right, so you can access all of your materials for this course on Schoology. Each unit will be open for a week and then closes as soon as that deadline has gone and passed. You cannot make up that work. You can ask, but a deadline's a deadline, so you won't be receiving full credit on anything after that time frame. All right. All assignments, projects, discussion boards, tests will be done. You will get them on Schoology and then submitted on Schoology. Please do not email assignments to your teacher to be graded, because they will not be. The email will be deleted, so make sure you are submitting everything on Schoology. If you don't know how to submit on Schoology, let your teacher know and they will send you a tutorial. All right. All right, a couple other things to know. Any student earning a D or an F by June 21st, which is the end of the 3-week, like halfway point, You will have mandatory virtual office hours with your teacher or one of the other teachers on June 24th or 25th. You can, even though you might have Mrs. Jeske, you can go to office hours with Mrs. O'Connor, okay? Or any of the other teachers. So whatever time works for you is the one you should go to, so you can get the help that you need on the assignments, the bigger assignments that you're missing to get your grade up. We want you to be as successful as possible throughout this course, all right? And we want to make sure we're giving you the help that you need. So if you are getting a D or an F by that June 21st deadline, your teacher will be calling home to let your parent know that you need to attend the virtual office hours. So don't just go missing, because we will get in contact with you and your parents. You're paying for this course, so it's really important that you're doing the best quality work that you can. Okay. We will have optional office hours if you need help throughout the summer. And again, if you don't understand something, you should be reaching out to your teacher for assistance. All right. The easiest way to communicate with your instructor is via email. Your instructor will respond within 24 hours. So if you email them at 2 o'clock in the morning, they're probably not going to email you back until the following day or morning. So don't expect an immediate response, which is why it's so important that you are not waiting till the end on a Sunday night to get help, because if you email them at 11:30 p.m., they're probably not going to email you back immediately. All right. So plan accordingly for that as well. Check your student email every day. This is the best way of communicating with your instructor, and they will be sending you regular emails. If you have Chromebook issues, please call the tech department at East or West Leiden. All right. So a couple of breakdowns of the units. Each unit has about a good 5-6 hours of work for the average student. It could take you 8 hours. It could take you 10 hours. So that's why it's so important when those units open that you look at them and plan accordingly as to how long it's going to take you. All right. So each unit has a variation between 6 to 8 digital assignments. Done on Google Docs. They're not lengthy assignments. Some of them are longer than others, but obviously preview them at the beginning of the week. Every unit will have a discussion board where you'll answer a question based on the unit topic. You'll have one post and then respond to 2 other students to have discussion. Every unit will have a project, and most of them are done using various non-Google apps. And then every unit has a vocabulary and study guide to help you prepare for the unit test. The unit test is on Schoology, and most of those unit tests are around 15 to 20 questions. And again, that can vary, but plan accordingly, and the unit vocabulary and study guide will help you. And then one last reminder, your final exam, and I've already said this multiple times, and I'm trying to drill it in so everyone knows, is July 16th, which is a Thursday, from 8 to 9:30 a.m. And again, there are no exceptions. If you're hearing this for the last time in this presentation, and you think you might have a special circumstance, you can absolutely ask, but no, in most cases, no exceptions will be made at all. All right. So just for clarification, all coursework will be turned in by July 14th for that last unit. You will have Wednesday, July 15th to study for your exam. And then your final exam is from 8 to 9:30 a.m. on Schoology. And that will be open for you. Right after that, grades will be put in, and you have completed your consumer education graduation requirement as long as you get a good grade. If you have any questions, any concerns about dates, Wi-Fi, anything, please reach out to your teacher immediately so we can get you some assistance. Okay? And then last but not least, if you are planning on traveling, make sure before you go that you're going to have Wi-Fi. If you don't think you're going to have Wi-Fi, reach out to your teacher, because maybe this course might not be your best option this summer, because we don't want you to run the risk of getting a bad grade and ruining your GPA. All right. Now, obviously, if you're not traveling, you were supposed to travel. You were supposed to travel, but you're not anymore, then you should have all the time in the world to meet this obligation. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.